All right, so if you've ever found yourself lost down the rabbit hole of those oddly satisfying cleaning videos online, you've probably seen some pretty wild stuff. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the coolest methods out there, dry ice blasting. You know exactly the videos I'm talking about, right? Where this caked-on, impossible-looking gunk just evaporates. It flakes away like it was never there. Well, spoiler alert, it's not magic, it's science. But before we get to the amazing solution, let's start with a problem, a really stubborn one that even a monster of a machine couldn't fix.
So, what was this epic challenge? Well, it's something anyone who's ever peeked under the hood of an old car knows all too well.
Just picture it. A car transmission absolutely smothered in layers and layers of baked-on grease, oil, and road gunk. I mean, the kind of mess that looks like it's become one with the metal. Your first thought is just hit it with more power, right?
So they brought out the big guns, a 4,000 psi gas-powered pressure washer. Now, that is a ton of power. The idea was to just blast that grime into another dimension, but it did basically nothing. The grease just kind of laughed at it and stayed put.
Yeah, the source material says it all. They were truly disappointed in what it did. And this complete failure is so important because it proves that sometimes brute force isn't the answer. It sets the stage for a totally different way of thinking about cleaning. It's not about force, it's about physics.
And that is where the hero of our story makes its entrance, dry ice blasting. So what in the world is this technology that could do what thousands of psi of water pressure couldn't?
Okay, so at its heart, it's a cleaning method that doesn't scrub or grind away at the surface. Instead, it fires these tiny little pellets of solid carbon dioxide, yep, dry ice, at whatever you're cleaning. And those pellets freeze and lift all the gunk right off. And maybe the best part? There's no water, no harsh chemicals, and no leftover mess to clean up.
So here's how this magic trick actually works. It's a brilliant little three-step process. First, those super cold dry ice pellets, we're talking negative 78.5 degrees Celsius, get blasted at the surface. This creates what's called thermal shock. The top layer of grime instantly freezes solid, gets super brittle, and just cracks all over. Then, step 3 is the real showstopper. The dry ice doesn't melt, it sublimates. It turns directly from a solid into a gas. That gas expands like crazy, gets right under all those little cracks, and literally pops the grime right off the surface.
Now, it's really important to understand this is not like sandblasting. Sandblasting is aggressive. It strips everything away, paint and all. Dry ice blasting is way more delicate. It's a restoration tool. It's designed to get rid of the stuff you don't want without hurting the original surface you do want.
But dry ice blasting isn't just one single thing. It's a technology that comes in different shapes and sizes for totally different jobs. So let's look at the two machines they use to really see what I mean. First up, you have the beast, the Karcher IB15. This thing is an industrial workhorse. You dump a bunch of pre-made dry ice pellets into it, and you're ready to tackle the really big, heavy-duty jobs. And then you've got its little brother, the IB10. You should think of this one more like a surgeon's scalpel. It's way more precise, and it has this amazing party trick. It actually makes its own dry ice as you go, right from a tank of liquid CO2. So the difference here is all about scale and control. The IB15 is a two-handed monster. It has so much force it'll actually push you back while you're using it. It's built to just tear through huge surfaces like the entire underbody of a car. The IB10, on the other hand, making its ice on the fly, gives you this incredible pinpoint accuracy with a little trigger. It's perfect for delicate stuff like cleaning electrical contacts or even detailing fine fabrics. Same science, two totally different tools.
So when you have a technology this cool, you start to realize you can use it almost anywhere. The applications are just incredibly broad, from heavy-duty industrial work to super delicate restoration projects.
I mean, the versatility is just wild. We're talking everything from cleaning the whole undercarriage of a car or blasting graffiti off a brick wall, all the way to cleaning sensitive electronics. It was even used to completely freeze and shatter this horrible sticky sound dampening material off a car's firewall, a job that is usually an absolute messy nightmare.
And this, right here, is its superpower. Because it's not abrasive and uses no liquids, you can use it on all sorts of materials right next to each other, rubber, wires, aluminum, steel, you name it, without damaging anything. Imagine cleaning a filthy engine bay without having to worry for a second about shorting out any of the electronics. That's a game changer.
Okay, I know what you're thinking at this point. This is incredible. Why doesn't everybody have one of these in their garage?
Well, as amazing as this all sounds, there is one very, very big catch.
And when I say a lot of air, I mean a shocking amount of air. This is not something you're going to plug into your little workshop compressor. Not even close.
Take a look at that number, 450 CFM. That's cubic feet per minute. To give you some kind of perspective on how much air that is, it would be like trying to power your tool with more than 100 high-powered leaf blowers all going at once. It is a massive, massive volume of air, way more than almost any normal workshop could ever produce.
So to make that real, even the smaller machine, the little IB10, needs about a 20 horsepower compressor to run. For the big boy, the IB15, you're talking about a giant industrial diesel compressor, the kind you see on huge construction sites. Plus, you need at least 200 psi. This is the big hurdle that keeps this technology mostly in the hands of professionals.
And even with all its precision, it's not foolproof. You still have to be careful. The operator in our source material tells this little cautionary tale about how he was cleaning inside a car, accidentally got too close to the fabric headliner, and the intense cold and force just tore it. It's a good reminder that even a non-abrasive tool is still incredibly powerful and needs a skilled hand.
So what's the big takeaway here? Dry ice blasting is, without a doubt, a remarkable piece of technology. It's a powerful, mess-free, chemical-free way to deal with the kind of gunk that nothing else can touch. It literally freezes, cracks, and lifts dirt away without hurting what's underneath. It really is the ultimate restoration tool. As long as you can feed the beast.
So, I'll just leave you with this question. Knowing how powerful and precise this thing is, if you could have one for a day, what's the first impossible to clean thing you'd aim it at? Thanks for joining me.